Hi everyone, I told you I'd be back. So now you've learned how to evaluate websites, and you've learned the difference between scholarly and popular sources. You're probably starting to figure out that scholarly sources are the best thing to use when you're doing work for college. But where do you find these scholarly sources? Well, you can find them on Google. Sometimes there is some good stuff there, but it can be hard to track down. If you want to make sure that you're finding the best material, then you'll want to use the library. I'm going to show you how to use two tools that the library has. The first of these is SouthCat. You use SouthCat to see what books the library has. This includes books that we have on the shelf as well as ebooks that you can read online. Then I'm going to show you how to use a database called Academic Search Complete. Academic Search Complete includes information about all kinds of subjects, and you can make sure that you are only finding scholarly articles, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's go ahead and begin looking at SouthCat. Alright, so now I'm going to give you a brief demonstration of how to use SouthCat. SouthCat is our catalog. This is where you go if you want to find a book that the library has. Many of our books are actual print books, so you'll have to come into the library to check them out. However, we also have a large number of ebooks. That means you can read it right there online, and some of them you can even download to save and read later. In order to get to SouthCat, you'll want to navigate to the library homepage. Once you're there, look at the little gray box on the left-hand side and click the link that says SouthCat Catalog New. This is going to take you to a search box. Now, before you begin searching, there are a few things to remember. First, books tend to cover general information, so you want to think in terms of big ideas instead of very, very specific ideas. Second, books take a while to be written and published, so that means if a topic is really, really new, you might not be able to find a book that's been written about it yet. Finally, when you're talking to SouthCat, when you go to do a search, you want to think in terms of search terms. You don't want to try to talk to SouthCat in the same way that you talk to Google. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're curious about whether or not it's safe for older women to have babies. So you do a search for just that. You type in the question, is it safe for older women to have babies? And you hit enter and you get some results. In fact, you get 142 million results. Some of them might be very good. Some of them might not. That's where evaluating websites comes in handy. Google's easy to talk to, but you're not really getting the best results. If you want to get better results, you'll need to go back to SouthCat. However, you won't be able to talk to SouthCat the same way. If you put that same sentence into SouthCat and press search, you won't get any results. And that's because you have too many words in your search. Instead, you want to identify the most important words and focus on those. So I'm going to include the word older women, the phrase older women, and the word babies. And I'm going to get rid of that question mark because we don't need any punctuation. And I'm going to run a search. And you see I get 4 results, but none of them really look very good except for maybe number 3. So I'm actually going to click on the one that looks pretty good, and I'm going to look right here where it says subjects. And this is going to give me some options for revising my search. So I see words like pregnancy, childbirth, reproductive technology. I didn't include any of those in my original search. So I can go back and revise my search using those words instead. So maybe instead of babies, I could put childbirth. And let's run a search and see what we get. And we get more results. So we could click on this one and see what words it uses. And we have older women, right? There's also something, maternal age, that we could add. So I'm going to change out older women for maternal age. And I'm going to run another search. And my search just keeps getting better and better. The reason that it's getting better is because when I click on these results and I choose words that are listed here, I'm using something called controlled vocabulary. Controlled vocabulary is what a catalog uses to make sure everything gets cataloged under the same word. So instead of some things saying childbirth and some things saying babies and some things saying labor, could be all kinds of places and you will never find what you're looking for, controlled vocabulary makes sure everything gets categorized under the same subject. So in this case, we have lots of choices here that could help us revise and improve our search. When you think you found something that could be useful to you, you can click on it and it will tell you where to find it. Right here you see the call number. The call number tells you where it's located in the library. These first two letters correspond to letters that you'll see along the sides of the bookshelves. You can also get a little map that will show you which floor the book is on based on these first two letters. If you get stuck trying to find a book, you can go to the reference desk on the second floor and the librarian sitting there will help you find the book. Sometimes a book is not on the shelf and is instead an ebook. So I'm going to show you an example of that. You'll notice the title I clicked on is actually listed twice. If you click on the first example of this, you'll see that it says no item information and instead has a link. This is because it is an electronic resource, which means you don't have to come into the library to get it. Instead, you can click on this link and it will take you immediately to the resource. All right, so that's a really quick look at how to use SouthCat. The important thing to remember is that you're looking at big ideas, not specific ideas. You're looking at information that has had some time to have books written about it, and you're also going to make an effort to use controlled vocabulary. In other words, you're going to try to use the words that you see in the subject area. That will make your searches better and you're more likely to find what you're looking for. If you ever get stuck, make sure to go to the library and get help. You can also email a librarian or use our chat feature on the website.